What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got Deshaun Watson's NFL career might be over now. I know, you know what I'm saying, we all, you know what I'm saying, give Deshaun Watson a lot of shit about him being ass and all the, you know what I'm saying, accusations of him assaulting women and shit. I know, you know what I'm saying, we give him shit for that. But when it comes down to injuries, bro, like you never pray on somebody's downfall when it comes to injuries, bro. No matter how bad and how sick of a person, you know what I'm saying, they are, bro, you do not pray on somebody's downfall like that. So hope he gets better, you know what I'm saying, so we can continue to talk shit about it. No, but hey, bro, I do hope Deshaun Watson gets better, bro, because torn Achilles is no joke, bro. You know what I'm saying? It was a clip, bro, that we see the exact moment where that shit just completely snapped, bro. That shit was crazy. But like the injury bug, I understand it's football, but the injury bug has been absolutely unbelievable this year, bro. Whether it's that down to the Aiden Hutchinson injury, you know what I'm saying? Brandon Ayuk just tore his ACL and MCL yesterday. Debo, he's got pneumonia and goddamn fluid in his lungs and shit. He just got hospitalized. Like, bro, it's just too much going on all at one time, bro. Everybody's getting injured back to back to back to back to back. It's like the NFL has got a curse over them or some shit. Like, it's not just one team that's just getting plagued by injuries. It's every single team, or almost every single team, that's been getting plagued by injuries, bro. Like, this shit is crazy. But enough yapping, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna check out this vid, see what's going on. Oh yeah, and hold up, cause Browns fans was cheering after this nigga got hurt, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Like, real shit, I understand the nigga was complete dog shit, but I ain't gonna lie, I would hope y'all would hope that he stays in the fucking game so y'all can tank for, you know what I'm saying, the #1 overall pick, bro. Like, I don't understand why the fuck y'all were cheering that this nigga was hurt.
And I will continue.
This is without a doubt one of the most bittersweet videos I've ever made, and I know what fans are going to be thinking.
Mike, you said you were only going to make 1 to 2 Deshaun Watson videos a month.
But it seems like this might be my final Deshaun Watson video ever, because Deshaun Watson's career might be over.
And he was crying too. I felt bad, I ain't even gonna lie.
A million subscribers. We're less than 40,000 subscribers away from reaching that goal. So if you guys want to help us get there, make sure you subscribe and turn on our
shit. We less than 20 subs away from hitting 1K. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that sub button. Help me get there, bro. W intro by microphone.
This past
okay, bro. We gonna skip all over this now. You know what I'm saying? This paid promotion.
Whenever I think of Deshaun Watson, the one word that comes to my head is conflict. And it's not only conflict in regards to Deshaun Watson's career, but it's also in regards to how my feelings are for Deshaun Watson the player and Deshaun Watson the person. On one hand, this guy was one of my favorite football players ever. I mean, his entire career at Clemson was absolutely magical. A part of me wanted Deshaun Watson to get drafted to the San Francisco 49ers because I felt like he would have been a perfect fit.
I ain't gonna lie, that would have been crazy.
Offense in the 2017 NFL draft. Watson would fall all the way to the Houston Texans, and he would show immediately that he will one day be the future face of the NFL. And I know that sounds crazy to hear right now, but if you go all the way back to Deshaun Watson's rookie, because
he was definitely like a top 5, top 3 quarterback at that time.
In 6 games. It's something that we've never seen before. He was so good in those 6 games that he finished top 3 in offensive rookie of the year voting. Do you just think of how insane that is? Watson looked like the next prototypical dual threat quarterback in his rookie season with the Texans before tearing his ACL. And in the very next year, he would back that up. In his first full season under center, Deshaun Watson threw for over 4,000 passing yards, completed 68% of his passes, made it to the Pro Bowl, was sacked a league high 62 times, led the Houston Texans.
And like, I also feel like in a way the Texans failed him. You know what I'm saying? Because they wasted his best statistic season to date, bro. He had almost 5,000 yards passing, and they ended up 4-2. Like, bro, I feel like the Texans really, you know what I'm saying, failed him. And trading away D-Hop didn't help that. You know what I'm saying? They traded away his #1 target, and then I know they brought in Cooks. Cooks is good, but you know, D-Hop was his guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? His go-to guy. Like, I don't understand why the fuck they did that. I really don't.
As a future face of the league, Deshaun Watson's entire career with the Houston Texans was incredible. And I'm not going to go too much into detail about it because we did that in our previous video on him, but I think it's important to discuss how good of a football player Deshaun Watson truly was when he was on the Houston Texans, because it makes this
Why are you looking at me like that, bro?
much more bizarre and that much more sad. I mean, in 2019, the Houston Texans would face off against the Buffalo Bills in the wild card round. The Texans were down 16-0 in the game before Deshaun Watson rallied the team to a 22-19 victory. He did this despite being sacked 7 times versus the Buffalo Bills. And the way he won the game was magical. Spinning
Not for real. I remember this play. This play is iconic right here.
Bills defenders before he found Taiwan Jones, who was able to set up the game-winning field goal versus Buffalo. This was set up a matchup between two players that were considered to be the future faces of the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans.
And the Texans should have won this game. They were blowing their backs out in the first half game.
Touchdowns and then rushed for 37 yards and a touchdown versus the Kansas City Chiefs. You could say that his defense let him down in this game.
Yeah.
Blowing a 24-0 lead and eventually
that shit is crazy, bro.
31. But it didn't matter at this point. Deshaun Watson clearly
like, hold on, wait. So
defense let him down in this game.
After going up 24-0, they only put up 7 more points and allowed Kansas City to score 51. Like, bro, that is nasty work. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's nasty work. Oh my god.
31. But it didn't matter at this point. Deshaun Watson
28 points in the second quarter is crazy.
Of the Houston Texans moving forward, but little did Deshaun Watson know that this would be the pinnacle of his career. In 2020, Deshaun Watson would sign a 4-year, $177.5 million contract extension with $111 million guaranteed with the Houston Texans. At the time, this was the second highest contract in the NFL, just behind Aaron Rodgers. And although Deshaun Watson had reasons to be excited to be with the Texans once again, he wasn't as excited because a month and a half prior, the Houston Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Arizona Cardinals for David Johnson, one of the most lopsided trades in NFL history. You'd expect Deshaun Watson to regress at this point, but little did we know he would have his best season to date, throwing for over 4,800 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and getting sacked 49 times, but also adding 444 rushing yards. But alas, it didn't really matter, as JJ Watt would even famously say that the Texans wasted one of Deshaun Watson's best years.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
You wasted one of your years. I'm sorry.
Following this, Deshaun Watson would demand a trade and quickly became the hottest trade candidate in the NFL until something much more darker would occur. According to Tony Busby,
Massage Watts.
Over 20 allegations of SA brought forth against him. And this would happen very shortly after his trade demand. As a result of the cases that were brought forth against Deshaun Watson, he didn't play in the 2021 NFL season at all. But once he was cleared of any criminal charges and these allegations became civil lawsuits, meaning that there was no chance that he'd go to jail, teams were once again interested in potentially trading for him. And this is where things get really weird. If you want this from the Browns perspective, we just made a video on the history of Cleveland Browns quarterbacks, but the short version of this is, for some reason, the Cleveland Browns just didn't believe in Baker Mayfield as their future.
And now look what Baker's doing now, bro. And we played them tonight too. We played the Bucks tonight. That's gonna be a good ass game.
In his final season with
gonna be a good. I hope we win though. You know what I'm saying? Hope my Ravens get the dub.
Not finding Odell Beckham Jr. whenever he was wide open, and this happened multiple times throughout the season. So the Cleveland Browns approached Deshaun Watson about the opportunity to play for them, and originally Deshaun Watson said no. And it wasn't until Cleveland came forth with an opportunity that Deshaun Watson couldn't refuse that he finally relented and agreed to sign an extension with the Cleveland Browns. So Cleveland traded a 2022 first.
I mean, that's easy money right there, bro. $230 million guaranteed.
And a 2024 first and fourth round pick to the Houston Texans in return for Deshaun Watson. On top of this, Deshaun Watson was given the most unprecedented contract in NFL history, a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract.
Damn, that shit is wild, bro. Worst contract in NFL history by far. Nothing's even close to that.
Healthy, this team was capable of not only making it to the playoffs and beating their division rival Pittsburgh.
And it's crazy with Baker. He was just about to talk about this. Like, bro, even with Baker, bro, like they were contending with the Chiefs, bro, in this game until the very end. I get fitting that Mahomes did get hurt in this game, you know what I'm saying? But it was still a close game at the end of the day.
They were able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the next round of the playoffs as well. So the philosophy was, if Deshaun Watson could turn back the clock to the version of himself he was in 2020, supported with a strong defense, a fairly strong wide receiver core, and a good rushing attack, then the Cleveland Browns would be unstoppable and would finally bring home the Lombardi. At the same time,
I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
Hated this because the Cleveland Browns gave up so much for Deshaun Watson and overpaid for his services. It was a clear act of desperation.
And like, what's crazy about this, I mentioned this in my last Deshaun Watson video, they did not have to re-sign this nigga. This nigga was like, he had like what, 2 or 3 more years left on his contract from the Texans. They did not have to do that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause he's bad right now, you know what I'm saying? But they can't move on from him. So if they wouldn't have paid him, you know what I'm saying, and he played out that contract that he was still on, then they would have been able to move on from him. But instead, they can't right now, bro.
A lot of fans thought
like, yo,
unnecessary for
dumbass niggas. Only the Browns can do some dumb shit like this, bro. Like, yo.
But the Browns thought if Deshaun Watson would simply play well and play like he did in the 2020 NFL season, fans wouldn't really care. But it was immediately an uphill battle.
Damn, what
Deshaun
a hit.
Watson would be suspended for the first 11 games of the 2022 NFL season. And when he came back, he looked nothing like his former self, completing 58% of his passes, throwing 7 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Fans just thought Deshaun Watson was rusty, but alas, this would continue on to the next year. Deshaun Watson had a 61% completion percentage, threw 7 touchdowns to 4 interceptions, and had literally half the QBR that he had in his rookie season before going down with a shoulder injury. So year 3 was supposed to be a huge make or break season, and year 3 was even worse for Deshaun Watson. He was the worst quarterback in the NFL for the 2024 season. And we went into detail about this in our previous
31. Where's the 32nd? Oh, wait, hello. Who's 32?
Offense was averaging a minus 1.3 expected points added per drive, the lowest average for any Browns offense in weeks 1 through 6 since at least 2000. It's also the worst Browns offense this millennium by success rate and yards per play. And Deshaun Watson also ranks last in EPA per dropback and success rate.
What's EPA?
Browns quarterback with 120 plus dropbacks in weeks 1 through 6 since at least 2000. Deshaun Watson's QBR was a 21.7.
Damn. Oh shit.
Less than half of the worst season that he had with the Houston Texans.
Oh my gosh.
QBR for the 2023 season with the Browns. If you take a look at his EPA per dropback since 2000, Deshaun Watson is mentioned among.
Bro, what the fuck is EPA? I'm gonna look that shit up, bro. What the fuck is EPA?
Will Levis, Joey Harrington, Josh Rosen, and Jamarcus Russell. If you take a look at his success rate on dropbacks since 2000, he's once again mentioned among names like Mark Bolger, Achilles Smith, Blaine Gabbert, and Jamarcus Russell. And this
expecting points added. Okay. I was about to say.
Not only was Deshaun Watson without a doubt the worst quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this past season, not only was he so bad that Amari Cooper was rumored to want trade out of Cleveland because of this, but the best part of all, Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles tendon. And nothing explains how fans feel about Deshaun Watson more than the reaction that this looks crazy.
Nah, bro. Fuck Browns fans, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. I already didn't fuck with y'all fan base, bro. But fuck y'all, bro. Like, dead ass. Fuck y'all. Like, bro, dead ass. Fuck y'all, bro. Like, oh my gosh. Like, you never cheer up, bro, for a person getting injured, bro. This reminds me of the damn Kevin Durant injury a few years ago with the damn Warriors when the Raptors were cheering. Like, bro, nigga, do y'all not? Oh my gosh, bro, this shit is crazy. This whole scene just looks absolutely diabolical right now, bro. Like, oh my gosh.
Reaction that this garnered. So according to Ian Rappaport, Deshaun Watson, who was carted off, is feared to have suffered a torn Achilles injury, a likely season-ending injury for Watson, and unfortunately exactly as it appeared on the field. We've seen situations like this before, and it's truly gut-wrenching because players are crying on the field as they're being carted off, and it's not a pretty sight at all seeing someone in this amount of pain. I mean, it kind of reminds me of when Dak Prescott broke his leg. You can't do anything but but feel empathy for that individual. But given everything that has gone on with Deshaun Watson, given the fact that he's getting paid fully guaranteed money, and given the fact that some fans thought that he got away with some truly horrific stuff that were allegations against him, which we're not claiming on this channel that he did it, but the allegations are pretty insane. As a result of this, fans were cheering that Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles. I mean, look at this. I have to admit, some of the
fuck is
comments
laughing?
pretty funny. Like, it's super tough to see Deshaun Watson's Achilles tendon buckle under the weight of more than 24 sexual assault allegations. My friend Jaguar Gator replied to this Ian Rappaport tweet saying, "Unfortunately, I think we have very different definitions of that word." Someone even said karma is undefeated. Billy Tinkle said, "Don't let him go to a massage parlor for his recovery
Oh my
process."
gosh, bro. I just knew as soon as he got hurt, bro. I just knew people gonna make jokes out of this, bro. Oh my, what the fuck is his name? Okay, bro.
The most telling part about this tweet is what Blitz Sports Media said. This might have been his last play with the team, and we're gonna get to that in just
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro, because they can't move on from him. Like, they cannot, bro. Like, they have no choice but to keep this nigga on the team.
in the game. Jameis
Like,
Winston
bruh.
called out the fact that fans were cheering for Deshaun Watson's injury.
I was taught to love no matter the circumstances, especially for people who do right by you. I'm grateful that I had a chance to serve Deshaun, but I am very upset with the reaction. Regardless of your perception, he committed every single day to be the best that he can be. Well, I know the standard, but the way I was raised, I will never pull on a man when he's down, but I will be the person to lift him up. Because all of us have circumstances, conditions, and facts that we face every single day. And I pride myself in being a man that wants the best out of everybody. What I want for myself, I want for everyone.
Jameis low-key spin right now.
That Deshaun Watson has received from these passionate fans. So when I first got here, I knew these were some amazing fans, but Deshaun was true.
I don't know about that, buddy.
Myles Garrett also has
Yo, I ain't even gonna lie. Jameis was spitting facts right there, bro. Hold up now.
There's an opponent that goes down on one of our own. We don't boo guys that are injured on the field, especially when the card comes out. We should be ashamed of ourselves to boo anyone. Man, it's not perfect. None of us are expected to be perfect, but we need to do better. We need to do better on the football field, and we need to do better as fans for a man who's doing the best he can. We have to be better.
But what about Deshaun Watson's future? What is that going to look like now that he's out with an Achilles tear? Again, Deshaun Watson's contract is unprecedented, and I've even accused him multiple times of just not caring about the game of football anymore, primarily because he's going to get paid no matter what. If you take a look at Deshaun Watson's contract, he is under contract with the Cleveland Browns until the conclusion of the 2026 season. And while
They got 2 more seasons of this nigga, bro.
Deshaun Watson was going to find better luck with another team once he left the Cleveland Browns.
And you know damn well they can't trade this nigga either, bro. They can't. Like, bro's got what, a $72 million cap hit. Like, they can't cut him, they can't trade him. And you know, if they even try to trade him, bro, nobody's gonna take on that contract. So Cleveland's gonna have to continue to pay out the rest of that contract, bro.
How I feel about his chances of success moving forward, because he was terrible with an intact Achilles. So what makes you think he's gonna be back once he returns from a torn Achilles? So Mike Florio
Got a point, bro.
gives us an insight as to
Look how A-Rod's been playing this year, bro. He's been, you know what I'm saying, off here and there. He's been good for some games, good, bad for, you know what I'm saying, some games as well.
Watson contract. If
But, like, he's old, so.
Deshaun Watson has suffered a season-ending non-contact Achilles tear, and he says that the short-term problem as a result of this is solved, but the long-term problem remains. And here's what fans don't realize. If you remember, week after week, Kevin Stefanski was constantly asked who was going to be their quarterback under center, and he really had no choice but to say Deshaun Watson each and every week because the Browns are paying him fully guaranteed money until the end of the 2026 season. You can't bench a player that is getting paid the amount of money that Deshaun Watson is. He gets that money no matter what. You aren't going to leave him on your bench no matter how badly he's playing. Deshaun Watson had the ultimate
Completely robbed them, bro.
Cleveland Browns. They had no choice but to continue playing him in hopes that he will be able to turn it around. But the long-term problem remains. The Browns owe Watson $46 million in 2025 and $46 million in 2026. Every penny is fully guaranteed. That's $9 $92 million.
bro.
And it gets even worse. The Cleveland Browns restructured Deshaun Watson's contract in the past, meaning they pushed off his cap hit to future years. So now his cap number for 2025 is $73 million.
Holy
and it's the
shit.
same for 2026. There's another $26 million that would hit the cap if he's released or traded. So here are the Browns' options. One is they could keep him on the roster and let him compete to be the starter next year. Two is they could keep him on the roster and not play him, but they'll still be paying him $46 million either way. Three is they could cut him, but they'd still have to pay him, and the cap consequences would be insane. A pre-June 1st release would be a $100.
Oh my gosh! Holy shit! Oh fuck! Damn! 172 mil in cap is nasty work. Holy shit! Oh my gosh! I ain't even gonna, bro. They are fucked. Oh my gosh, bro.
Hit, and a post-June 1st release would mean $73 million in
Oh man, this is definitely Cleveland Browns karma right here, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, for doing their quarterbacks dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like Baker, Johnny Manziel.
Another team would be inheriting. Watson could
I mean, Johnny Manziel never was like looking at film and shit, so he probably did that shit to himself. So
gonna pay him this amount ever again. And since this injury happened in the middle of this
that Kellen Mond,
there's no chance
he's still on the team.
By week 1 of the 2025 season, and even if he is, he's only going to be worse than this year when he was the worst quarterback in Browns history, and that's saying something. That's why I feel so conflicted about Deshaun Watson. At one point, he was magical to watch on the field. He was like a Houdini in the pocket, scrambling and creating plays on the run. He had a cannon of an arm, and he was absolutely surgical in dissecting opposing defenses. Then these allegations were brought forth against him, and as fans like to joke, the prime Deshaun Watson died on the massage table. And as a fan of his game, it's really sad to see, but obviously given what's happened to him off the field, a lot of people don't feel much empathy for him. At the end of the
which is fair, you know what I'm saying, which is fair. He has done a lot of fucked up shit.
$1 million
like, bro.
Football, and his biggest contract came after playing 18 games for the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns are in a very tough situation moving forward after they just cast aside Baker Mayfield to trade for a player that had these horrific allegations brought forth against them. And currently Baker Mayfield is doing just fine with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, not only did the Browns give up 3 first-round picks, 2
and I also have heard a rumor that Myles Garrett might be getting traded as well. So the Browns are done, bro. Real shit.
To trade for Deshaun
I don't know if he is gonna get traded, but like I've heard like the Packers might be trading for him or some shit.
Draft picks in order to move on from this contract. There's an alternate universe where the Cleveland Browns kept Baker Mayfield, signed him to the contract that the Buccaneers signed him to, which isn't even in the top 15 of highest paid QB contracts, reloaded in free agency to support their defense, and used those draft picks to draft well to support Baker Mayfield and Kevin Stefanski and potentially win a Super Bowl. But unfortunately, in this reality, the Cleveland Browns screwed it up once again, destroying quite possibly their greatest chance at a competitive football team for years to come. And at the end of the day, no one feels bad for them. We have a much more in-depth history on what happened to the Cleveland Browns.
It's always been fuck Cleveland for real, bro. Like dead ass.
There. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
Hey man. I want to know what you guys think about the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about Deshaun Watson getting hurt? What do y'all think about, you know what I'm saying, the Cleveland Browns, shit like that? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what other NFL videos y'all want me to react to. Without further ado, I'm out. Gang!